YouTube is good. And Facebook is good. All right. Come here. Lord. Come here. All right. So I saw, hi over on YouTube, hello on Facebook. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you saw how we got this little monster right here. And I feel bad leaving him in the bathroom because we have to keep him separate for the dogs for right now. So he's gonna play with us today. And it got me thinking about goat yoga and all of that, right? And the point of your practice is to be super focused on what is happening in the moment. And I just feel like with goats, I could never do that. I am not disciplined enough, and besides, isn't the point of being there playing with the goats? I mean, come on, let's get real, I know. So we're gonna see how not distracted, how focused, right? I and you can stay having this cute little kitten laying around, right? Or hopping around. He's so fun. So that was kind of the intention of the practice, is to stay focused no matter what the distraction, because obviously, I can't control outside noises, and neither can you on your end as well, right? Your neighbor starts mowing their lawn, or a car with a really loud radio or muffler or whatever, right? Goes by. You can't control these things, right? But how distracted you get by them, how much you let it bother you, is in your control. So that's the point, right? We're going to stay focused no matter what else is happening. I don't know why this means focus, but no matter what else is happening around us today. And hopefully that's part of your practice all the time. So let's go ahead and get started. It's gonna be a tough one. He's really cute. And we're gonna start seated. I don't have to look at that glare. It's light enough though, right? Hold on. So start seated, find a comfortable seat upright on your pelvis, right? So remember, if propping up helps, then definitely prop up. It makes it easier to sit upright, and that's the important piece, right? So moving the flesh out from underneath the seat, aligning the heels, sitting tall, engaging the belly so that pelvic floor lifts, the lower belly in and up. We're tall through our sides. Relax your hips and shoulders. Hang on with your hands if you must, but try not to use your shoulders to make that happen. Go ahead and close your eyes. Find your head over your shoulders. And just take a moment. Again, ignoring anything else that doesn't have to do with your body, your practice, your breath in this moment. Gradually allow that breath to expand. Finding that just beyond comfortable breath. Nice and full and even. Staying connected to what you have said here, no matter what else happens throughout your practice. Let's go ahead and extend the arms out to the sides. And with your next inhale, stretch them up toward the ceiling. Exhale, bring them back down. Again. One more like that. And then back to the top. Exhaling just the right hand back down and giving yourself a nice stretch up the left side of the body. Take a big breath here. And with the next inhale, we're going to come back up to the top and switch. Take it over to the left. Coming back to center, inhale. Once again, over to the right. Finding a deeper stretch if you can. Maintain your foundation, the length in your spine. And then inhale to center. And then last time, taking it over to the left. And coming back to the top. Releasing the hands. Keeping that nice long spine. Let's bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the back. An easy little twist around. Make it nice and gentle to start. And then we'll release that back to the center and move to the second side. So again, this nice easy twist. And then back to the middle again. Let's move back to that first side, taking this one deeper. So the right hand back to the knee-ish. It doesn't have to be the knee, right? Using your left arm like a second spine, sitting extra tall. And then winding around from the belly button, side ribs and shoulder, keeping the twist a little more even through the spine, deeper, probably. And then unwinding, come back through the center and over to your second side. Using the arms, keeping the length in your spine, and rotating around as evenly as you can. Let's go ahead and release that. Come back to the center. So here we're going to sit up nice and tall, interlacing the fingers behind the lower back. Pull the shoulder blades together on the back. Stretch your knuckles toward the floor. They probably touch here, but maybe not if you start to hinge forward. So coming forward, wherever you find your stretch, the hands can lift up off the lower back or not. Just keep the knuckles stretching away so your shoulders stay down and back. Taking another nice big breath. Hinging back up on an inhale. Before you release your fingers, think about which thumb you have on top back there. Right? Release. And then switch your feet. Put your other foot in front. When we interlace our fingers again this time, let's go ahead and switch which thumb is on top. Feel awkward? Shoulders pull together, knuckles stretch away, and we hinge forward here. So maybe it's easier, maybe it's not. Just kind of go with it. See where you can move into. If anything feels stuck, maybe just try and release a little bit. On the next inhale, make your way back up again. Go ahead and release the fingers. Roll your shoulders if that feels good. We're going to extend the legs out long. So wiggle them around a little bit here if you need to. Feet hip bone distance apart. Still sitting nice and tall. Watch for hyperextending at the knee. Right? So if you're up on a blanket or something, that's an easy place. If you're not necessarily double jointed, right? But if you're very hyper flexible in your joints, you could actually lift your heels up off the floor. That's a bad sign. We don't want to do that. So sit up nice and tall here, keeping the shoulders down and back. We reach the arms up and then hinge forward. So wherever that hinges, let the hands fall. So you don't have to touch your toes. Keeping length in your spine. Just allowing the hamstrings to start to wake up. Take a couple more nice big breaths. With your inhale, hinge back up again. And release the arms. So let's open the feet into a straddle. Don't worry about wide. Feel a nice inner thigh stretch here. And stay upright on your pelvis. You can absolutely still be propped here, but again, just watch for your knees. Sitting tall, let's go ahead and reach the arms up again. This time, rotate the body around toward the left leg and fold. So let, again, the hands just fall where they fall. Shoulders down and back. Pelvis is rooted and the spine is long. Nice big breaths. As you open up into the pose a little bit, you may be able to press more into this left hand. Think rotating your belly button toward the thigh. With the next inhale, let's come on back up to the middle, rotate to the right, and then do the same thing. And then just a little bit here. You can wiggle in, wiggle out. Rotating the belly button around. Even your stationary poses don't have to be still. We're still here. With the next inhale, we're coming back up to the top again. Release the arms. Taking the left hand, tuck it underneath your right thigh. Take your right arm up, and we're going to reach over toward these left toes, but forget that. See about the elbow. See if you can bring your elbow more to the inner thigh. Maybe the floor, maybe not. Keeping the shoulders stacked. You can press against the thigh here to then turn your belly button toward the ceiling instead of the floor. Lots of length. And again, the goal is not touching the toes. You could all smash up and touch your toes, right? But the idea is to be open. Let's take one more nice big breath. Inhale, make your way back up to the top again. And then we'll switch. So taking the right hand underneath the left thigh, reaching up, hinge over. And again here, work the elbow in there. See where you can go. And then open toward the ceiling. One more nice big breath over here. And then coming back to the center again, inhale. Releasing the hands to the center. So extend the spine, keeping the shoulders down and back. Here, we're going to come forward, wherever forward is. And the hands can, of course, go anywhere. If you are reaching forward, try not to let your shoulders eat your ears. Right? Keeping them down and back. Maybe just supporting with the hands or reaching for your toes. Again here, just allow yourself to adjust into the stretch. You might have to wiggle and shift a little bit. Another big breath. Hinging up on an inhale. Let's bring the legs back together. Bounce, wiggle, whatever feels good here. So from there, we're going to make our way around onto hands and knees. Finding your tabletop here. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, spreading your fingers nice and wide. Keep the belly engaged to protect your lower back. And then some cat-cows. Let's go ahead and inhale the belly toward the floor. Exhale, rounding your spine toward the ceiling. Following your breath and moving between those two poses. Working into those tight spots. Moving in and through the spine as evenly as you can. One more flow. Finding our center again here. Shifting from tabletop into kneeling plank, so hands forward or knees back, however it happens for you. Wrists under shoulders, unless that's too much for your shoulders, the hands can be a little bit further forward. Finding that neutral position for the shoulders on your back, your belly is engaged. From here, you can stay on your knees if you need. Otherwise, lift those knees away from the floor, full plank. Hips in line with the shoulders and ankles. It's easy to get a little saggy in the middle or stay a little higher here. Just finding that center, finding the alignment. Take one more breath. And then let's go ahead and shift our hips, coming to down dog. And of course, wiggling and stretching in that first down dog. In any down dog, right? If you want to wiggle around in your down dogs, feel free. Then allowing yourself to settle in, sinking through the heels, pressing the chest back. Let your head be loose. Let's go ahead and step the right foot forward to the hands, making your way to lunge. We're going to drop the back knee. Wiggle in through the hips here. And then allow yourself to really sink into it. So getting that nice hamstring stretch, shifting the hips back, wherever back is. Straight line. That distraction thing. Bending back into the knee. Sink low. One more time, sink the legs straight. See if you can find a deeper stretch. So keeping the hips nice and square, maybe flex your foot. Press down into the heel, imagine dragging it back. Or maybe just holding a little deeper. And then bend back into the knee again. Sink nice and low. And leave the hips low. Climb up on the thigh. So the hips stay low as we lift the chest. You find your stretch. And you can hang on or take the arms up or interlace the fingers behind your back. Any variation. Keep the spine nice and long. Shoulders relaxed. Let's go ahead and release that. Make your way back to down dog. Switching side, step that left foot forward. Dropping the back knee, adjusting your toes, knee ankle alignment, right? Wiggle around a little. Settling in again here, take that left leg straight. Find your stretch. And bend back into the knee. Sinking low. Keeping the spine long, your hips nice and square here. One more time then, taking that left leg straight. Deepening the stretch. Maybe, if and when you're ready, yeah. And then one more time, bend into the knee. Leaving the hips low as you lift your chest. Hang on if you prefer to hang on. Extend the arms. Maybe you want cactus arms, or again, extend it all the way and release behind your back, wherever. And then let's go ahead and release it. Make your way back to down dog. I haven't had a child's pose yet. Let's go ahead and take that. Drop down to the knees and sit back. Open the knees here if you'd like. Prop your head up if you need. Take another nice big breath. And then make your way back to down dog. Walking the feet to meet the hands, come to standing fold. Bringing the feet hip bone distance apart. Check in that you feel nice and even through the four corners. Your toes are pointing forward. And then go ahead and take a bend in the knees. With an inhale, roll up through your spine. Stack one vertebra on top of the other. All the way to standing. All right, so here we are. Let's go ahead. We're going to work back in toward our sun salutes. bumping them up a little bit as we go. So remember to modify and do what you need to do here. Stop. Chewing cords. So from the top of the mat here, on the inhale, stretch the arms up. With the exhale, take yourself into a fold. Inhale, come halfway up, keeping the back flat, and then exhale, step yourself back into plank. Take the knees if you'd like and drop to the belly. Hands next to the side ribs, little roll into the shoulders, baby cobra. Release that, back to down dog. Inhale as you step forward. 1 step or 10, whatever it takes to get there. Halfway up on the next inhale, and then fold back over. All the way up. Exhale the arms. Right? So another one just like that. Inhale and lift. Exhaling to the fold. Halfway up. Exhale, plank. Dropping down. Rolling into cobra, maybe add a little pull or press with the arms, keeping the elbows in, up, and back to down dog. Inhale, forward, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Fold back over. Reach for the ceiling. And release the arms. All right. So we're going to do one more like that, and this is my favorite part, where we where I don't talk, and you just go. Right? So follow your breath. Peek if you need to peek, but it's the same exact poses. Right? So from the top of the mat here, this is all you're going to get from me anyway. Inhale, lift the arms, and go. You should be done. We've got one more, and we're going to add on with this one, or not. Remember, you can do the same series again. This time here, we're going to inhale, sit into a chair, and then exhale over into your fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale into plank. Taking it down. Working into cobra, maybe an up dog if you're ready. Keeping the elbows in, up and back for down dog. Inhale the right foot forward for lunge. Toes all the way up. Heel or knee to the mat in the back and lift. Exhale on the way back down. Step back to down dog. Forward for plank. Down to the belly. Into cobra. Back to down dog. And this time it's the left foot's turn. Back knee or heel to the mat, we reach. Come on, back down. Into down dog. Forward for plank. And down to the belly. Into cobra. Back to down dog. And then hold your down dog or drop on into your child's pose. Listen to your body. If you need a bigger break, take a bigger break. Smoothing the breath. One more breath here. If you drop down, lift back to down dog. And then inhale as you step the feet forward, coming back to the fold again. Halfway up. Exhale back over. And then inhale into chair. Exhale to release it. All right, you survived that. So let's take a nice big step back with the left foot. We're going to start off in a warrior two. So right toes pointing forward, left toes cut in a little or a lot if you need. Bending into the knee, ankle alignment, looking for the big toe. So sinking into the hips. Think descending the hips, not just maybe bending the knee more. That makes sense? So even through the four corners of the feet, let's extend the arms, warrior two. And then we'll take the right leg straight, reach forward of the toes, and hinge over for triangle. Lean if you need to lean. Keeping the body open to the side rather than rotating toward the floor. From here, let's go ahead and bend the knee a little bit. We're going to come around into a lunge. You can absolutely drop the back knee. Walk the feet in a little bit, whatever you need here. We're taking the right leg straight again. So keeping the hips square, the shoulders back, prop up if you need to prop up with a block on the shin. Making sure you feel stable, let's add in a twist. So the left hand is going to stay put, right hand will come to the hip, and we rotate around. Keep the spine long. And then go ahead and release the twist. Bend into the knee, and we're going to drop the back knee. So we're in this lunge again. We've been here already. Right, change it up a little bit though. Bring the right hand to the inside of the foot and hug. Just going to turn so you can see. Hug the knee into the shoulder. Keeping the hips square, go ahead and drop or start to bend into your elbows. The hips are descending. It's not just reaching your elbows to the floor. Right, so you can take the elbows down if your bottom shifts over and your spine rounds and the knee falls out, right? But just start to keep everything in the middle and start to bend your elbows. So you may touch the floor and you may not. If you feel like you need to prop, bring the floor to you, you can prop. So we're going to gently work our way out of that. Lift the back knee, walking the hands around into a straddle. Let yourself hang here for a moment. And then we're going to work around to our second side here. So leave the right foot where it is and walk your hands around to the left. So our feet should kind of be like we want them to be for warrior two, right? You may need to wiggle and adjust a little bit. Lifting the upper body. Check out your feet again if you need to move them, definitely do. Sink into the hips, extend the arms. And then take that left leg straight. Stretch forward and hinge over. So lean if you need. And then release it over into our lunge. So remember to shorten up the stance or drop the back knee if and when you need. Take the left leg straight. And then let's add in that twist. So the right hand stays put, left hand to the hip, and we rotate around. Releasing the twist, go ahead and bend back into the knee and drop the right knee to the floor. So this is where we'll bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Keep the hips descending forward. Keep the knee into the shoulder here. And then start to bend your elbows. If you want to rest on a block, rest on a block. One more nice big breath. And make our way out of that, taking the hands and walking them back into our straddle. Let yourself hang again here. We'll walk the hands around toward the right foot, lunge back to the top of the mat, and then step forward into fold. Bending into the knees again here. Let's go ahead and roll up through the spine. Back to standing. So we're going to take our standing balance here. If you need to be off your mat or near a wall, okay, please feel free to do that. So we're going to work with either tree or that figure four position, taking the hips a little bit deeper. So you decide, and you can start with one place and move to the other, or do one thing on one side and something else on the other. Okay, so all the way over into the right foot, stand nice and tall. If you're not standing nice and tall here, the rest is gone. So let's lift the left knee. Keep the hips square as you open the left knee. Maybe the toes on the floor, maybe the inner calf, maybe the inner thigh, or keep the foot looking like it does here and bring it in front of and just to the outside of the right knee. So hug together, whether you're hugging the inner thigh in or the front of the thigh in, right? Pull the leg and foot toward each other. Staying tall here. If you are in tree, maybe just extending the arms. If you have this figure four position, you can bend the knee kind of like a one-legged chair, yeah. And take one more breath. On the inhale, stretch back to the ceiling. Release it all wherever your foot was. And move to the second side. So remember, it doesn't have to look the same on this side as it did on the other. Right? Look for sensation. Feel sensation. I just said look. Feel the sensation, and that's what you're shooting for. So all the way to the left. Lift the right. Keeping the pelvis level as you open, or square, as you open the knee and decide what to do with this foot. Are you feeling stable enough? Are you feeling open enough in the hips? Hug in. Find that kind of center. And then the hands can absolutely stay at center. You can extend up toward the ceiling. You can leave the legs straight. But if you're in that figure four, see about maybe bending. One more breath. With an inhale, make your way back to center, and then release what you got. All right, so if you stepped away, come on back to the mat. Inhale as you stretch the arms up, and exhale, take yourself over into a fold. Stepping back into a down dog. Let's go ahead and drop back to our child's pose. And then sitting up on the heels. Bring the legs around front. All right, so let's go ahead and, it doesn't have to be at the top edge of your mat, but take your right shin parallel to the top edge of your mat. And keep that foot flexed. From here, flex your left foot. Take the outer ankle bone to the top of the right knee. If this is, pardon me, too much, that foot can be in front of the knee. So you decide, find where it is enough of a stretch. Feel as if, I got a little crooked here, feel as if your hips are in the middle of this triangle, yeah? Even if your foot has to be in front, still the same idea. So then the place to work is to try and get your pelvis level, yeah? Spine tall. Try and relax into this left knee. If you're at your limit, you're done. But see if you can take your hands to the soles of your feet, and when you press your hands into your feet and your feet into your hands, sometimes this left knee releases a little bit. So see what works. Keep the spine tall, and if you still need more, you can go ahead and hinge forward. So find where it is. And on the next inhale, let's go ahead and hinge back up again. Release your legs, take your time. Maybe wiggle them out a little bit. And then we'll switch. So bring I forgot where it was. The left shin parallel to the top edge, flexing your right foot, flexing both feet, but flexing the right foot especially. Keep that outer ankle bone on the knee or in front of the knee. Try not to let the foot slide back so that you're looking at the sole of your foot and it's resting on your calf, so to speak, right? On the knee. So here, again, work to try and release your hips even to the floor, or your pelvis really even to the floor. Finding length in your spine, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing into this right knee. I know this all sounds crazy. If you need the extra help, the hands on the feet. If you want the extra stretch, you hinge the pelvis forward a little bit. So take your time. Notice if it changes even the tiniest little bit from where you start. Don't worry if it doesn't yet. With an inhale, we're going to hinge back up again. Extend the legs out long. And wiggle around a little bit. We'll take the soles of the feet together. The soles of the feet to the floor. Hanging onto the hamstrings. Lift the chest. Take the arms almost straight. You can let go here, and you should already feel your belly working, but if you want more, you can take the toes up off the floor, parallel to the floor, or extending toward the ceiling. You can hang on, right? You can help. Bring the soles of the feet together here. Hang on to your ankles. Keep the chest lifted for just another moment. And then go ahead and release it. Round through the spine and drop one back. Keeping the soles together, let them fall to the floor, and then just release the belly, hips. I always feel this in my lower back, so just let it all go. We'll bring the knees back together. Draw those knees into the chest and rock a little bit. Taking the feet to the floor. Let's cross the left knee over the right. So with your knees tight together, okay, and if you're able to, you can slide your left foot behind your right calf. Okay. So squeeze into the center here. We're going to open the arms out into a T position and drop the knees over to the right. So your left foot might get in the way a little bit if you can't tuck it back. Just try to tuck it under as much as you can. Release the legs. And then let's go ahead and bring the knees back to center, but don't uncross. Leave them crossed the same way they are. And then take the legs over to the right, the left. One more nice big breath. And then make your way back to center. So here we'll uncross. And then recross with the right over the left. Same idea, if you can tuck your right foot behind your left calf, go ahead and do that. Hug into the middle and drop the legs to the left. And kind of tucking that right foot out of the way as much as you can. Come back to the center, keeping them crossed. Drop the knees to the right. Taking one more breath over on this side. Making our way back to the middle. Release the legs. Draw those knees back to the chest, rock a little bit. Squeezing the knees into the chest as tight as you can. Pulling the forehead toward the knees, give yourself a squeeze. And then release it, full body stretch. Releasing that stretch, bring the arms back down by your sides. Rest your shoulders back. Relax your fingers and your toes, the muscles across your face. Release the breath. Keeping the mind present. Just allow yourself to rest. Slowly draw in a deep cleansing breath and then let it all go. Gently restore movement to the body, wiggling toes and fingers, circling wrists and ankles, stretching the arms and the legs, and maybe another full body stretch. When you're ready, taking the feet flat to the floor, rolling to the side, slowly making your way back up to seated. Sitting well, bringing the palms to touch. Bowing to the light within. Namaste. How'd you do? Did you stay present? Get distracted by me or something around you? And if you did, it's okay. It's practice. Your whole life is practice. All right, y'all. So thanks a lot for practicing with me. I will see you next week or see you next week. Okay? Have a good weekend.